This is your moment. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. In this powerful motivational speech, the wise man shares timeless life lessons, inspiring stories, and deep reflections to help you take charge of your life and finally get after it. If you've ever felt stuck, lost, or unmotivated, this is the message you need to hear. Reflect, reset, rise. Subscribe for more weekly wisdom and life lessons. Your channel link. Time to awaken the part of you that's been sleeping. Drop a comment. What's one thing you'll finally get after today? There comes a time in every person's life when waiting becomes heavier than moving, when the weight of hesitation is more painful than the risk of action. And when that moment comes, and trust me it will, you must decide, do I stay where I am or do I get after it? You see, I've met many souls along this journey, some filled with fire, others consumed by fear. And what separates the ones who rise from the ones who remain is never talent. It's never luck. It's never timing. It's will. Not loud will. Not the shouting, stomping kind that fades when no one's watching. I'm talking about quiet will. The kind that whispers, just take one more step. Just show up today. I remember a young man once came to me, eyes full of questions. He said, I have dreams, but they feel too far. I don't know where to begin. I told him what I'm telling you now. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start where you are, with what you have, and move. Even if it's slow, even if it's messy. The truth is, the world doesn't need more perfect plans. It needs more courageous hearts. Hearts willing to stumble, hearts willing to fail. Because failure is not the enemy. Stagnation is. You don't have to wait until the fear is gone. You only have to act in spite of it. You don't have to know the whole path, just the next step. And most importantly, you don't have to become someone else to succeed. You only need to remember who you really are beneath the noise, the fear, the doubt. When I was younger, I spent years chasing things that looked like success but felt like emptiness. I had to lose everything, and I mean everything, before I realized the truth. Success isn't about what you chase, it's about what you cultivate. Integrity, discipline, focus. These are the seeds. Water them and the harvest will come. You say you're tired. I understand. Life can wear down even the strongest souls. But let me ask you this. Are you tired or are you uninspired? Because when you have purpose, even the hard days feel meaningful. Even the struggle has beauty. It's not about chasing a finish line. It's about becoming the kind of person who shows up fully for their work, their family, their dreams, and most of all, for themselves. Look around you. This life, this one right here, it's not a rehearsal. This is the show. The curtain is already up. So if there's something you've been putting off, a dream, a decision, a conversation, let today be the day. Not because you're ready, but because you're done waiting. Getting after it doesn't mean grinding yourself to the ground. It means waking up with intention. It means putting your heart into what you do. It means making peace with the fact that you may never feel ready and doing it anyway. There's a river in every one of us, strong, steady, powerful. But many of us have built dams of doubt. We've blocked our own flow. It's time to tear those walls down. Let yourself move. Let yourself change. Let yourself live. You're not too late. You're not too broken. And you're certainly not too small for the dreams that live inside you. You were born to contribute something only you can give. And that something is waiting on the other side of your decision to begin. I often say to those who feel stuck, imagine looking back from your final days. What will matter? The fear you felt or the courage you showed? The time you lost or the time you claimed? The excuses or the impact? Because make no mistake, your life is your message. Every day you write a line of it, and it's never too late to change the story. There comes a time in every person's life when waiting becomes heavier than moving, when the silence of inaction grows louder than the noise of failure. I've seen it in the eyes of the young, and I've felt it in my own bones. Many years ago, I stood where you might be standing now, stuck between knowing I was meant for more and fearing I would never find it. Back then, I was working at a job that drained me. Every morning, I'd wake up with a tightness in my chest, not from physical pain, but from knowing I was betraying the man I was supposed to become. I'd lie to myself saying, just one more year, just one more promotion, then I'll start living. But the truth is, if you wait for the right time, you'll wait forever. One evening, I was walking home after another long, meaningless day. The sky was painted in orange and gold, the kind of sunset that makes you stop and breathe, even if you're not in the mood for beauty. I sat down on a bench, and for the first time in years, I didn't pull out my phone. I just sat with myself, and a thought came over me like a whisper. You were not born for comfort. You were born for purpose. That moment broke something open in me, and maybe, just maybe, this message is here to do the same for you. Let me be clear. Getting after it doesn't mean throwing your life into chaos. It means realigning your actions with your truth. It means getting honest about what you've been avoiding. Maybe it's starting that business. Maybe it's finishing that book. Maybe it's walking away from what no longer serves you, even if it's all you've ever known. But hear me, the pain of change is nothing compared to the ache of regret. A student once asked me, "Wise man, how do I stay motivated?" I smiled and said, "You don't. You stay committed. Motivation comes and goes like the weather. But commitment is the fire that stays lit even when the wind blows hardest." You see, life will test your devotion to your dreams. It'll knock on your door disguised as disappointment, rejection, failure. But every setback is secretly asking, do you still want this? And your answer must be yes, even when it's quiet, especially when it's quiet. Let me tell you about a man I knew, a friend. Let's call him Elijah. For 10 years, he said he was going to change his life. He said it with passion, conviction, sometimes even tears. But 10 years passed, and nothing changed. He had the words, but not the will. And as the years went on, his voice got softer. His spirit dimmed, not because he lacked potential, but because he waited too long to use it. Don't be Elijah. Your soul is not here to be silenced by fear. It is here to rise again and again, even if it's bruised, even if it's doubted, even if it's laughed at. There's an old proverb I love. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So plant, begin, stumble if you must. But move. Movement creates clarity. Action reveals strength, and motion builds momentum. The hardest step is always the first. After that, it gets quieter and deeper and lighter. Some days you'll move fast. Other days, you'll crawl. Both are progress, but promise me this. Don't let this world convince you that your dreams are too big, your time is too short, or your value is too small. That's a lie, a loud one, but you don't have to listen. Here's what's true. Every moment you delay your growth is a moment someone else misses your gift. There are lives you're meant to touch, generations you're meant to influence, but it begins, and only ever begins, when you decide to show up for yourself. So show up. Wake up earlier, speak more honestly, love more deeply, work more intentionally, turn off the noise, turn on your presence, and when doubt visits you, and it will, look it in the eye and say, I have work to do, I have a life to build, I have a mission to honor. Because if not now, when? If not you, who? This isn't just motivation, this is a reminder that the clock is ticking and you are still breathing. That's not an accident, it's an invitation. So take the first step, however small, however unsure. Trust the path will reveal itself as you walk it. Because, my friend, it's time to get after it.